A dilapidated mortuary stands in the rain, its brick walls crumbling, ivy crawling across cracked windows. Thunder rumbles overhead, casting the old funeral home silhouette in jagged lightning. The entrance, with its broken wooden doors, groans ominously. Inside the mortuary, dim yellow light filters through dirty windows. The walls are smeared with mold, and scattered debris litters the cracked tile floor. The scent of must and decay is thick in the air, unsettling and oppressive. The foyer is empty, a once grand space now filled with rotting furniture. A tattered velvet couch, covered in dust, faces an old portrait of a stern man. His eyes seem to watch anyone who dares step into that. Samantha adjusts her camera near an antique mirror, its surface cloudy and warm. Reflections shimmer unnaturally, and in a brief flash, a faint silhouette appears behind her. Her gaze remains focused, unaware of the ghostly presence. The crew sets up equipment beneath the chandelier, its glass pieces missing or hanging by fragile threads. It swings slightly, although there's no breeze. Shadows stretch and twist along the darkened corners, moving unnaturally against the flickering light. A hallway stretches into darkness. Faded portraits of solemn-faced individuals hang along the walls, their eyes gleaming under the dim light. As the crew walks by, their footsteps echo eerily, and the paintings seem to watch, judging in silence. Cold air seeps from the mortuary's basement door, which hangs slightly ajar. Stairs descend into blackness. The wooden banisters splinter. Dust swirls in the stale air, and faint whispers drift upward, as if carried by a forgotten wind. The embalming room is cluttered with rusted tools scattered across metal tables. A discolored gurney is half covered by a torn, blood-stained sheet. The scent of antiseptic hangs faintly, mixing with the deeper, more unsettling smell of old decay. An old embalming machine stands at the corner, its metal tubes twisted and corroded. The once sleek chrome has rusted, and the gauges are frozen in place. Faint drips of water echo through the room, tapping a haunting rhythm. Samantha begins her narration in front of a cracked wall, plaster peeling. The wallpaper beneath is faded, with ghostly floral patterns barely visible. Behind her, a faint shadow darts across the room, too quick to identify. As the team films, the lights flicker violently, casting brief flashes of clarity between stretches of darkness. The crew's nervous expressions reflect fear, their bodies tense. Samantha remains calm, though tension tightens her face as she senses something unseen. Mark stops suddenly, sensing a dramatic temperature drop. His breath becomes visible in the now freezing room. He looks around, rubbing his arms. Faint whispers begin to swirl around him, barely audible, but unmistakably human. The camera zooms in on an old, cracked coffin standing upright in a dusty corner. The wood is splintered, revealing blackened silk lining inside. Faint scratches mar the inner surface, as if someone tried desperately to escape long ago. A grand staircase, once majestic, now creaks under the weight of time. The banister is splintered, and the steps are uneven. Faint handprints stain the wall leading upwards, as though many have fled this place in terror before. The crew walks past a broken window. Outside, the rain beats against the cracked glass, dripping onto the decaying floorboards below. Lightning flashes, illuminating the mortuary's skeletal trees and casting twisted shadows through the shattered pane. A close-up shot of Samantha reveals a faint, unnatural whisper in the background. Her eyes briefly flicker with fear, though she tries to mask it with the professional calm. The sound grows louder, pressing against the walls of her mind. In the mortuary's attic, cobwebs dangle from the rafters, catching the dim light from their flashlights. Boxes filled with old, forgotten paperwork are strewn across the dusty floor. Something unseen scurries in the shadows, just out of reach. A portrait of a woman, her expression somber and haunting, stares directly at the camera. The painting's eyes seem too lifelike, glinting with unnatural light. Behind it, the wallpaper is torn, as if something had clawed at the surface. The embalming room plunges into darkness, the flashlights flickering wildly. Shadows stretch unnaturally across the walls, bending and warping. Samantha, caught in the moment, stares into the abyss as the whispers grow louder. filling the room with spectral voices. Suddenly, a translucent figure materializes in the far corner of the room. It's a woman in tattered clothing, her pale face hollow, with empty eyes. She steps slowly, her body phasing in and out of existence as she approaches. The woman raises a bony hand, pointing directly at Samantha. Her voice, raspy and filled with sorrow, echoes, "Leave this place." The words carry a chill that cuts through the room, freezing Samantha in place, unable to move. The crew scrambles to gather their equipment in the now pitch-black room. They fumble with their gear, fear overtaking their calm demeanor. The whispers swell, becoming a chaotic symphony of voices urging them to leave. Thank you for joining us on this dark journey through the unknown. If you enjoyed unraveling the mysteries with us, don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and hit the bell icon so you never miss a nightmare. Have a story you want us to explore? Let us know in the comments below. Until next time, stay twisted.